Hola Colchoneros, welcome back to Atleti Fanatics, and today we are doing a special episode and we have a very special guest with us, Ryan. And like we've been planning to do these episode, with Ryan actually. I think it's been a while. I've been noticing Ryan on Twitter and with Jeremy as well, with that Atleti podcast. But today finally Ryan is with us, and today we're gonna do a transfer roundup because I think this is the first week of transfer window open in Spain. So we're gonna talk about all the things which are happening around Atletico de Madrid. So without any wasting any time, so guys, do check out AtletiRyan's Twitter page. I'll mention in the description. And again, just like and subscribe as usual. And we can start with our episode. So guys, let's just start with the departures. As I said, so first name I'm gonna come up with is the biggest name of all, Clément Lenglet. So I'll Ryan go first. Ryan, how happy are you?
Oh, elated. I don't want to drag his name through the mud necessarily. I don't think he was a sporting fit, clearly, but he was very well respected in the locker room, to the point where he was the outfield player who could talk to the referee. I think I forgot what match it was, but it was one of the dying matches of the season. But he was well thought of by Simeone and the rest of the team. But just you can't have a player like Lenglet if you're trying to compete in the Champions League. He can't be starting in a crucial matchup, especially against Barcelona. So I was getting a lot of flack on Twitter about him leaving at all. So I'm taking a little bit of a victory lap on that, that he is going to leave on a free. But yeah, wish him well, and glad we can go after other players next year.
For sure. The good thing was his transfer happened in last year, fiscal year, so that's good. Because it won't be counted as this year. And the next thing, I don't mind it, to be honest. Even if Benfica want 2 million, I was just give it, just get rid of it. But
exactly.
like you said, he used to be on the bench. I remember he used to have that bib on and then with the jersey in his hand, and he used to be every time a referee making a wrong decision or anything, he used to be there. So yes, in that matches, yes, he was there for sure. And even I would say when he joined us, I think last year, there were some moments where he was good. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, he was actually good in some moments. But yeah, it went in a different way for sure. And like you said, if you don't really want to compete, Clément Lenglet is not the right guy. He literally gave Barcelona 3 goals in the Champions League, literally gift. But we got away with it somehow. But yeah, anyway, Keeks.
I do not have the same positive sentiment. Let's say that. I've been an avid Lenglet hater for quite a while, so I'm quite elated at the result. But this is 2 years too late. He should have never been in this club, in my opinion, because in my eyes, if the option of Hanko was too expensive and we didn't have the money, Jarek was there for less than 10 million. This was a nonsensical move from the start to me. It worked out exactly how I thought it would have. Oh, he started off really nice. He's doing well, and then he gets injuries here and there. He's not particularly good in a lot of serious moments. He shies away from the ball. I don't know. There's too many. Let me say this. Ferran Torres has not scored against us if Lenglet has not been on the pitch. I want you to realize this. Ferran Torres. The only times that Ferran Torres has scored against us is either with Hermoso or Lenglet. Never any other time. With Pubil and Hanko, no goals. Not even no goals, just not even there. He's not visible. That should be a sign that this is a poor level defensively. I don't even know what to say.
Hermoso, another player who I know you disagree, St. Keeks, but started out well and then kind of tailed off there at the end.
No, I know. I like him, but I know what he is. I'm not disillusioned with him. Defensively, he is a liability by all means. I just like his character because he's insane. That's there's something about him.
For that reason, I really liked Hermoso though. I think there's one match where I really hated Hermoso was the match against Barcelona again when Adama Traore literally killed him. on that side. That was the
remember.
match
Yeah.
I remember, and that was the match actually where Renildo came on, and like he was so good,
Mm-hmm.
like defending Adama Traore. So
I miss Renildo, man.
I really do.
I always have a soft spot for Renildo.
for sure. I mean, what a signing that was, like 5 million, and like blockbuster of a signing. But
Eh,
it is what it
whatever.
is. I mean,
Whatever.
like it's good as well. Like for example, like the last game of the season, we lost to Villarreal, right? I think we lost like 5 something. It's good because last time we played Girona and like we won 3-0 and Lenglet scored the goal and like like we ended up signing
And
him.
then
So
yeah.
yeah, so
You know what the
in
worst part about
a
that
way
was?
it kind of worked.
You remember the episode? Like a month prior to that, we recorded an episode and we are like, oh, they've said that we're not following up on it wrongly. He's going on, oh, he's going away. We're gonna go to left centre back. Da 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 da. Right? He scored that goal, and Alex was just like, I really wish he didn't score that because I feel like they're gonna go inside him. And I was like, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. They signed him for the Club World Cup. Got a red card in the first game. And it wasn't even a deserved. It wasn't a deserved red card but he was playing shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, all right, man. Like, there's a limit. There's a limit that I can deal with you, and you went way past it. Every time that he came onto the pitch in La Liga, there was a possibility of a goal being scored on you. Every time he came onto the pitch in Champions League, there was a guarantee of a goal being scored on you. That can't make sense for an Atletico backline that we need to fix in the future. I hopefully we'll get some centre back signings as well. But woof,
I mean, there
Jesus.
was frustration also because like Simeone used to play him, even though like we had options on the bench. For example, Jimenez was available, Hjulmand was available, Hansk was available. He was still playing Lenglet, so that was a
he
bit
does
frustrating part as well.
he does deserve a little bit of verbal lashings for what Simeone was doing with it. I don't know why Simeone was giving so much trust to Longley. He didn't deserve it. Same as Almada right now, for both in the World Cup and also for our last season. Does not deserve the minutes. He's done nothing with it. Please stop playing him. And
good reminder.
we even
actually.
got
I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He's also like
he's linked to good.
Yeah.
Danny Martinez this season came on, and I was like, oh, there's some actual promise here. And I was like, but wait, we had him last year too. So why did we play? Why did Longley play so much minutes? But all right, that's enough. I'm not talking about Longley again.
I would have rather have seen Danny Martinez get some minutes there at the end of the season. But again, you know how Simeone gets on guys and he just is undyingly loyal to them. I think that was another example with Lenglet.
Okay, wait, last thing actually. Hold on, I promise last thing.
one
Villarreal game where the final counter, I think it was the third goal, right? Pubil nullifies the counter and Longley remakes it, like it unstabilizes it again. I was like, thank you. Now you have no chance of staying. Thank you so much.
I think on the player, I did the player ratings for that one on Into the Calderon, and I think I rated him a 0 that game because I think
0 is too kind.
Directly 2 or 3 of those goals.
3
I gave
minimum.
2 zeros last season. It was 1 to Lenglet and 1 to Nico, who I'm sure we'll get to, but
yeah.
Another name, nice. Thank you guys. But anyway. So the next one I'll go with like another Frenchman actually, again, like whose name starts with an L, which is Thomas Lemar. So guys, I mean, like for me, like I think like the injuries kind of like killed his career at Atleti, and like I think he had his moments, especially the season where we won the league. And even after that, like I remember, like like the next season when we won the league, he was scoring those 90-minute goals, like throughout the matches, like in a row, like 2-3 matches in a row. And Lemar was actually becoming very, very good, like in that specific zone in the final third as well. But the thing was with Lemar, like he was not always, let's say, fit. Like there was always this problem of like him getting injured. So and now, like finally, I think like the story is about to end, and it's funny like how we bought him for a Kraska replacement because he was never really a Kraska replacement, and the money we gave for him, I think it was around 70 million. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. But
I'm fine
guys,
with it.
thoughts on Thomas Lemar leaving Atleti?
Was that 70 or 72 at the time? Was that a club fee or a club record yet?
Yeah, it was
I
because
think it
we
was
didn't.
because we.
Technically, it wasn't because of Morata, because when you
Yeah,
combine the low
yeah.
fee and also the actual fee, Morata was more. But
The
as a
walking.
single, yeah.
Yeah. The walking money laundering scheme, Alvaro Morata. So, yeah. Again, another player I've got a soft spot for, in Tama Lamar. Uh, he looked the part at Girona a couple of times this season, but it'd be a good sentimental piece. But I just don't know where he fits in the squad at this point. I think it'd
Well,
probably just be best for a contract termination and then back to
I know
France.
exactly where. Take Almada away. Put Lamar in Almada's
Put in
spot.
there.
Give him that. See, well, nah, Bayern's that's Bayern's what they can't. Like, it would be great. It would make more sense to just have Ryan come in instead. So
Yeah.
but as you were saying, sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. Yeah. It's tough. Like you wanted him to succeed, especially because you splashed so much money on him. But I wish him well. He's probably going to go back to France. We'll do a contract termination, kind of similar to Saul, and go from there. But hate it.
Kicks?
As you know, I am a big Thomas Lamar fan, unlike
All
the
right, so
previous
we move on to the
Frenchman.
next topic then.
Oh wow! No, but he's obviously he's near and dear to me because this is the like main Caribbean in the team because he's from Guadeloupe. So obviously I care a little bit more about Lamar. And I am a little bit biased, but I think the injuries, it kind of makes sense why it's happening. I wish it could have worked out. I think he had the Achilles tendon rupture, and I was just like, yeah, that basically signed it out. Like, he basically couldn't play after that. Like, so what he had with Girona, despite the Achilles tendon rupture, is fantastic. But yeah, it was about that time, unfortunately. So, I wish him the best. I thank him for the league title. We only had 2 under Simeone, and he was a major component for the second one. So, really grateful. That is worth your weight in gold. Thank you again so much, Thomas Lamar.
I'll always remember that video of him, Jeffrey Kondogbia, and it was Moussa Dembele, them dancing coming down the.
Yeah.
No, it was Carrasco.
Yeah.
It was Carrasco.
It was Carrasco. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
No,
But
Dembele was there as well. Moussa Dembele was there
I think he
somewhere.
joined in at like the last part or something.
Yeah. I
No,
remember
it was Carrasco, Lamar, and Dembele, and they met Jimenez.
Jimenez was
that's
in
right.
front of them. Jimenez was in front of them because I
Yeah.
remember Jimenez doing that.
The kind of chicken like his chance.
Exactly. I remember that one. Yeah.
Atleti legend Moussa Dembele. The fabled jump over Luis Suarez's goal against Osasuna. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see much of him though, for sure. Like there are like a few players like which I've never seen. Like we've signed them and like we haven't really seen them. I mean, classic example, Matt Doherty. We never actually saw him at Atleti.
Yeah.
For
one
a
of those
good
forgotten.
reason.
The streets forget. The streets never forget.
Yeah. So Yonchu played for all of like 2 minutes and then left in January, and I was just like, wow, all right. He looked really good for 2 games too.
I liked Soyuncu. Yeah, I was a big there. I forgot the match, but he made like a crazy tackle at like midfield.
Osasuna match, if I'm not
Was it
wrong.
also Osasuna?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and then passed it right up to I forgot who, and then we got a goal out of it, and I was like, "This is the center back that we've been looking for, is Soyuncu," and then just out the door in January.
Yeah, I also remember like like in the preseason, like there used to be reports coming around like Simeone is actually very impressed with Soyuncu, the way like his physicality and everything. Like, and then comes the game against Athletic Bilbao, and then he's gone in January.
It is
that was such a quick U-turn from everyone, with Soyuncu. But anyway, guys, we move on to our next players, which is our academy players, Salim El Jabari and Yano. Now, Yano is the one like I am actually a bit concerned about, because I think like I was like looking at him like as a future prospect. El Jabari, I think like he's going to Cordoba, if I'm not wrong. But El Jabari, like I think he had his moment, but I think like it was time, maybe, I don't know. But Yano, for the Yano, I'm really concerned because, and then he's going to Ajax as well. Ajax is very good at developing youngsters. So I think like in a sense, like it's a
Not
good move
recently.
for him. In a sense, it's a good move for him, I guess. But anyway, guys, your thoughts on these two departures?
Yeah, hate more the Monserrate move than I do the other move. Just you hate seeing these guys go and there not being any sort of buyback clause or any sort of right of first refusal. But yeah, to your point, I mean, he's going to grow so fast at Ajax and have so many opportunities to play at Ajax, and he just isn't going to get those at Atleti right now, which kind of sucks. But I feel like we're going to look a couple years from now and he's going to be popping off and be like, well, wow, what the hell do we do there? For El Jabari, don't know as much about him as I do Yano, but, I think there's an opportunity maybe for the future we get him back, but I think that Monserrate is really going to flourish at Ajax for sure, or Ajax. I actually work for a construction company called Ajax Building Company. So I get Ajax confused. So sorry.
I thought it was like a little American moment. I was like,
No,
look at that.
Work for Ajax. I actually have been to an Ajax match too. So yeah, but sorry for the slip up there.
Kicks?
I'm not as nonplussed, to be honest. I am a fan of Yano, but we didn't really give him a whole lot of minutes in the B team this season, especially because of the fact that Taufik and him were basically playing with the first team, not playing, just with the first team for like 3-4 months because of the injuries and stuff. That was kind of poor on both of them because both of them were supposed to be in the B team, and they didn't really get a lot of minutes. Yeah, Taufik eventually ended up in the C team. Yano was in the B team, but not really getting consistent enough minutes, and also not really impressing with Torres. I think he kind of stuck in his development for the past 2 seasons because that first preseason that we had with him, insane, fantastic. The next preseason, not so much. I didn't get to see the same level that I wanted out of him. And then also throughout the time period of the B team games that I got to watch of Madrileño, kind of wasn't, he was always behind Ryan in terms of being efficient as an attacking midfielder. So I don't hate it. Ajax is not the greatest place to develop right now, in my opinion. But Michel is there, and Michel is very impartial to Spanish talent, to the point of which he actually basically relegated Girona on the final day because he chose Joel Roca and Brian Hill over actually good players in the last game. But that's me. So I think he will get a chance. I think he's going to go to young Ajax before full-on Ajax. He'll probably also be behind Oscar Gluck, but yeah, whatever. El Jabari, the writing was on the wall after he had that first loan with Miranda, so I'm not going to lie to you. So it's a shame. I really liked him. I think in his debut and also after that, in that same season, he looks really good, but didn't work out. It sucks because you get to watch these kids for such a long period of time, and you really want them to be the first team, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And this is that period of year where you just get to see some of the players that you've been looking really forward to seeing them next season, and then you just go on, and it's just like, oh, okay. So
my kind of concern with both, honestly, is just hopefully this isn't a sign of more things to come with the youth and the academy players. Like, I know Iker Luque is in the rumor mill. I think Julio Diaz was in that rumor mill as well. And like,
there was a random thing about Taufik at some point, and I was just like, those are 3 names I don't want to be even considering potential for transfers. Don't even talk to me about it.
I will riot if Julio Diaz gets taken from Atleti.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Miguel Kubo.
Yeah. Well, he's staying. That isn't in question. But all 3 of them are supposed to be staying. Like I shouldn't even be hearing talks about Julio Diaz at all.
No. I think Kubo got a big offer from the Premier League too that the club rejected. So yeah, no way. I think Kubo will get some shouts in the first team next season again too, like legitimate shouts, not Simeone rotating the entire team shouts.
Yeah, I saw Jorge mentioned Sankrisi had mentioned that both Kubo and Sergio Esteban are guaranteed to play in the preseason coming into this
No.
for this next season. So
What about Bonnier?
he's basically in the first team, though. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I
Alright.
even hear a rumor about Bonya, I'm gonna flip. That's not supposed to
Yeah,
happen.
no way.
Speaking of Bonya, Molina is also rumored to be on his way out, although not quite.
Not really,
Eh,
not really. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, not really like, but it's okay. We can talk about it. Like, I think, like, yeah, I heard the talks, like, in the Italian media about like Inter Milan going for because Dumfries has gone to Real Madrid, so like they need a right back. So I heard some talks about Molina to Inter Milan, but that's it. Like, there's nothing, beyond that. Like,
there's nothing
maybe there is
concrete.
interest. I have no idea. I have no idea about that one, but I think like Molina will stay. I think like because again, like I think Simeone really likes the player. Like
Mhm.
so it'll be really difficult to see Molina unless until like Inter offers like 30-35 million, which I don't think they will. you know,
If they
but
give us 20, we should listen, in my opinion,
100%. Yeah, I
because
don't see that going above 25. Yeah, if you get 20, then yeah, pounce on it.
I mean we probably like bought him for like around the same price as well. I think we included like Nehon Perez in the deal.
yeah, but we should. He should go. Like, I think we have too many right backs, and I don't think that there is a position for him right now. Right? Like, I'm tired of the government mandated Molina minutes. Please give me something else. That's how I feel.
Makes sense, makes sense. But anyway, like I had something to say. Yeah, like I was really impressed with Yano actually. Like, yeah, I remember the preseason like he did last season. So I was really happy with him. But yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like it kind of like frustrates me because we don't really put like a buyback clause, which we should. Like like what are we doing? Like there's nothing. Like you just have to put a clause in. Like what are you doing? But anyway. We move on to the next name, which again is Thiago Almada. So again, Thiago Almada is rumored to either Saudi or River Plate, so it has to be either of those. Which I think like just take anything you're getting for him. To be honest, like 15, 17, 20, just take whatever you're getting for him. Like
What a shame Fran isn't here so we could hear his opinion, huh?
So yeah, for me, like I think like he is another name which I think like like he has like like we made a bet on him. Like maybe for me, like maybe I thought like he can be that like Angel Correa replacement, but like that wasn't the case. And obviously, I think like with Thiago Almada is like there are some moments like where he is good, but there is no end product of him. Like he always fucks it up, like in the final third. Like he will do something wrong. I still remember, like like him dribbling past every Barca player and then like shooting straight out. Like, like seriously, like and there are like so many moments about Thiago Almada this season. I think it was just like the first match against Espanyol, like where Thiago Almada was good, and then a few
He
matches,
had the chances with the Elche game right
Mhm.
afterwards.
yeah,
And
and
it looked like he was gonna shut me up because I was heavily against that deal. But I was right,
Oh
as per
yeah.
usual.
Yeah. Never
but
wrong at all.
Never.
But yeah, guys. Anyway, Thiago Almada, what do you guys think? I mean, like again, this is rumored, but yeah, what do you guys think?
I think more than likely he'll probably end back up with River Plate. I just don't really see him being comfortable with the Saudi move at this point. I do have somewhat of a soft spot for Almada. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and he did play for Atlanta United for a bit. Outside of that, though, kind of like Keeks, was very skeptical of the move whenever he was purchased. Didn't really understand the terms either, truth be told. Like how much we have, how much we bought for, and anyway, I think it's just best for all parties to move on. He just was a total head case there at the end of the year, and I think it was the goal. He had the game against Sevilla, I
Yeah.
You mean
think, earlier
the
this season,
tap-in?
where he had a goal and an assist.
I only remember his
I think
tap-ins,
that
to be
was the same
honest.
game, yeah. Sevilla.
Yeah, but yeah, and to your point, St. Keeks, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I guess he's here and he's going to play well, but yeah, just I don't know. After the new year, his confidence just went to the shitter, and he, you can tell the talent's there. like something's there, but like that he's just a little bit of a head case for me. I just don't think he can put it together mentally.
I've shit on Armada too much for me to add anything extra. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like just like I knew he didn't have it for us. I was more pissed that he did that. We bought him as a quote unquote market opportunity and then also sold Lino, who was actually useful to the squad. That pissed me off. That was the only part that I didn't like. So
I miss Lino, man.
imagine having Lino and Lookman at the same time. Whatever.
Man, yeah.
Whatever.
Because I think Lookman can kind of slide into the second striker role, and you could still have Lino as like that dribbler on the left wing still that we're still clearly missing. But man, I would take Lino back tomorrow, man.
It is what it is.
Straight swap for Lino Almada. I'll sign up for it.
I don't think Flamengo gets anything out of that deal.
No, they end up on the worst of that.
Yeah, so
Exactly, like especially like how like when they paid us like 25 million as well, which is again like according to Brazilian league, I think like that's pretty good money they paid for Samalino. But anyway, yeah, like I said, like Thiago Almada, for me, like I had faith in him because I think like his stint at Lyon was still decent, I would say. No, for me it was decent. Like I still remember like one of the matches against Man United, which again like he was actually pretty good.
he was the main reason that they scored that third goal. I remembered. I told you. I was like, do not. I hope the Atleti officers see this. Do not sign him. He is not good defensively. And what do we always need out of all of our players? Please be able to defend and try to defend. It's not good.
Not there.
Anyway, we move on. I think I continue with Almada slander. I think pretty much that's it for like the outgoings. Am I missing any name? Nico Gonzalez, if you guys want to talk about him.
Is he technically an outgoing at this point?
I have no idea.
He's
like,
not an
seriously,
Atleti player right now, technically.
True. And like, like the thing is like his World Cup is going pretty decent, I would say. And I hope like that doesn't really like like switch the mind of some Atleti board or something. And if someone goes like like maybe we should buy him.
There's too many actually good wingers in this World Cup for us to genuinely consider Nico Gonzalez, in my opinion. It doesn't make sense. It's expensive. He's on a high salary. He's very injury prone. I don't care how nice he is to the other players, with all due respect. I think player quality matters a little bit more. I know I've heard almost only good things about his personality off the pitch. So I'm not going to say anything outside of that.
Off the pitch?
Off
Did
the
you
pitch.
say off the pitch? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Like he's only ever been like a good person to everybody around him. He's a great guy. Everybody likes him. That's it. There's not much to complain about in terms of that sense, but like.
Okay, I mean, like innately off the pitch, it used to be like like going on parties and something, and then suddenly like
I did hear about that, but I didn't hear that in Madrid for some reason. So.
Okay. Well, now like maybe like the sickness he had like in some Champions League games might be one of those, but you never know. You never know.
Maybe the fever is actually hungover.
Yeah. You never know. You never know actually. But anyway, guys, we move on to the next one, which is obviously the incoming. So we're gonna start with I think we did an episode with this as well. Again, guys, you guys can check that out. Scouted for Grimaldo. I'll put it on the information section, left, right, somewhere. But yeah. So I'll start with Ryan actually because Keeks and me we have talked about Grimaldo already. What do you think, Ryan, about the signing of Grimaldo?
I like it a lot. I feel like the Grimaldo signings, you either hate it or you love it. I'm on the love it side. I think Keeks, you and I talked about this on Twitter. He is better than Ruggeri offensively, which we'll talk about Ruggeri and what's going on with him, I'm sure, but still missing that kind of still missing that left back defensive presence though. I think that Grimaldo is good, or not good, maybe he's underrated defensively, but I mean you're getting a guy who is crazy with goals created or chances created in Germany last season, or the 3 seasons that he's been in the Bundesliga. Yeah, I think he fills in that role of like a typical, left back in Simeone's system, but he's slightly better than Ruggeri in that regard for assists. But I think his goal scoring chances are going to be what really has him shine, and I think he'll definitely be playing up a lot more than Ruggeri did last year too. But yeah, we're still giant hole on left back defensively going into next year, and you saw Hanchko kind of step into that position a little bit last year. Not his best, position. He's more of like a left center back rather than a left back. But
for us though, because for Slovakia he's insane as a left back, but for us, no.
Yeah, it just wasn't. yeah. I think did he play left back against Arsenal? The first time.
The first time, yes.
The first time he did.
match.
Yeah,
we should not have done that.
Not good. Love you, Hanchko. Yeah, not good. Who do we go after as far as like a true left center back? Salinas. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but maybe Keeks. I know you're big on Yarrick. I'd love to see him kind of slot into that role as well, but yeah.
There was one rumor about Sole, which never really picked up anything.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because the fee that they were
Lukumi
talking
well
about with
from
Sule is
Colombia, the way Colombia is playing in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Although another person I'm a big fan of as well. I know we talked about this, but it was just like, I don't know why nobody is going after Lukumi. He's really good. Like, he's been good for a while.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is there something about him that scares people off? We've heard nothing negatively about Lukumi either. Like, so.
Yeah. And last thought on Grimaldo for me is if Hjulmand does end up leaving, he could kind of slot in and be your free kick taker, essentially, because man is nasty from free kicks, from what I've seen. He's not going to be as automatic as Hjulmand, but he gives you that threat.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that should have been the plan anyway. From like left, if it's a better for a left footer, it should have been Grimaldo automatic. To me, in my eyes, if a left footer could take this free kick, it's going to Grimaldo. If we have it in here, it has to be for him.
Yeah,
his set piece delivery is too good to say no. To be honest.
Talking about free kicks, actually, did you guys see the free kick of Alex Baena against Austria?
Oh yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Baena had a great game, man. That was awesome.
It's been fantastic so far, but it does worry me because it's like, man, we call it De La Fuente is giving him the left wing position, but the 10 role, and we do the opposite at which I don't like, but hopefully we can fix that.
Spain play a very dominant possession type game, and the position that Baena plays under De La Fuente is not going to be the one he plays with Simeone. But
yeah,
we're thinking positively, St. Keeks. We're thinking positively.
My belief
it's the preseason going on. You have to think about positive, about the next.
If you can get a big man center forward, having Grimaldo, Baena in between, and then Lookman on that left hand side is perfect. You have a lot of chance creation. All you have to do is finish. Just finish. Don't do anything else. Move well, finish. That's it. If you could, Solot, if you're here next season, figure out your headers because we're gonna need it, buddy.
Oh yeah. if he were, I feel like Grimaldo's arriving a season too late in a way, because if Sorloth does end up leaving, man, I just feel like that would be a great partnership, but I just don't see Sorloth lasting another season personally.
Sorloth is the right winger for Norway right now. I was checking him out. Like, he was crossing to Haaland. I was like, okay, what the hell? Okay, what's going on over here?
The most random collaboration of all time.
Exactly. But anyway, Ryan, anything closing remarks on Grimaldo?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing him as a Roti Blanco. If we're being for real, I would have rather had Cucurella, but I'm still happy with Grimaldo at the price tag. Probably 23 million when it's all
it
said and
should
done.
have been Jordy Boss. It should have been Jordy Boss.
Jordy Boss would have been good too. Yeah, he's Australian, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching him yesterday. Yeah. Would have rather had Cucurella. Happy with Grimaldo. So it's 50 million for Cucurella.
too
would've
much
been
money.
tough.
That's
Would've
too
been
much.
tough to
Not
swallow.
50. I think Real Madrid paid 60
It's
million for
60.
Cook.
60, yeah,
60. So that's
So
way
that,
too
yeah.
much.
Even with the capital injection, the additional from Apollo, yeah, way too much.
Let's win that league, though. Grimaldo has a lot of league titles. Let's add it for him.
Yes. Stack his trophy cabinet.
Exactly.
Anyway, the next team we go to is like we are linked with them, and like the talks are going on, and like it's very very hot at the moment. And that the name is Morten Hjulmand, which again we did the scouted, which I haven't dropped it yet. I will drop it like as soon as like like the negotiation will go much closer. But anyway, again, Keeks and me, we've talked about Hjulmand already. I think like this episode will drop before we drop the Hjulmand, scouted episode. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on Hjulmand?
I like him as a Koke replacement. No one can truly come in and replace Koke, but I feel like he better fits his profile as opposed to like a typical pivot or CDM. Again, Keeks, I think you and I have talked about on Twitter about João Gomez being a little bit more of a better fit for that role. I like him. I think he brings maturity, leadership, all that good stuff in the locker room, and we would be a good fit. I think the clubs are about, 5 million off right now, it seems, on the final fee plus bonuses. If you recall last summer with Sporting and Arsenal negotiating over Gyökeres, I got kind of nasty for a bit, and I think that one lasted, over a month or so, them going back and forth.
I think I don't know why it was like this. The Sporting's president is kind of a jackass when he's ready, because he literally set the price. Arsenal met the price, and they were like, "I'm 100 billion." I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah. Pump the brakes, buddy. What are we doing? Yeah. But yeah, it's just typical Atleti just throwing in a low ball offer. I feel like, what was it, like 30 or 35 million when it was very clearly reported that it was going to be 40 or 45. I wouldn't go above 45. I think if you can close it at 40, lock them up and let's get them. Because I think we're starting in preseason training, a week or so from now? The 13th, I think?
2 weeks or something.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks or a week, yeah.
And Sporting is starting theirs like a week from today. So I think, get it closed out next week.
They already
Bring him in
signed
for 40.
Altamira from Real Betis, I believe.
Yeah, they've got his replacement in already.
But yeah, I mean, like João Gomez thing, I think that was pretty much done. But like, I don't see it happening at the moment because again, like if we get Hjulmand, that's not gonna happen. And I think João Gomez was like, again, we talked about this already, but I think he was a part of the package with Bernardo Silva, which again, with George Mendes, and like after like Bernardo Silva went to Real Madrid, and then so I think Atleti dropped their interest with João Gomez as well. And yeah, and then we switched to Hjulmand. I think like there were reports of us signing Hjulmand in January transfer window as well, which I don't know like if it was true or not. But yeah, right now we're gonna get Hjulmand. So again, I would say like I would still prefer Kone. I saw Kone play today as well. So
it was great again.
Yeah,
but he's staying. He's staying in Roma. He's staying in Roma. Please.
You win either way, Keeks. You're good.
No, I lose in one of these scenarios.
And you could probably get Kone for what, around 45?
Yeah, almost the same price.
Yeah. 50 maybe at tops, and I'd rather have Kone, man. He's good.
Exactly.
That strike earlier, they almost went in against Paraguay, man.
Exactly. But I think like the thing is like maybe Atleti is looking for like somewhat like a leadership role, like somewhat like like who can actually like help the team.
Is that not Kone? Is that not what he is?
I don't see. No. To be honest, I don't see him that way. I think Hjulmand. I do see Hjulmand that way. Like as a leader, like with that character, like which you need at Atleti. I do see him that way. So I hope like it just not end up like something like the same situation we had with Gallagher. Like seems like a perfect fit, but like it wasn't really actually that kind of a like situation. So I hope like it really works out. But yeah, anything else you wanna add, Keeks?
I don't know. Like I think I hope he's good, but I really wish we didn't sign it so soon, and we did the centre back signing instead. That's it.
I mean, like if like the early you get, like I think the preseason is starting soon, so it's much better, right?
Oh, I should have said I know why João Gomez not happening is almost exclusively because of George Mendes. And
Yeah.
even though I love João Gomez and I think he's a great player, yeah, that was just never happening. With unfortunately, George Mendes is just.
Yeah. At the moment, I won't be surprised if João Gomez ends up in AC Milan as well, because AC Milan
Yeah.
is turning into next
More
Wolves.
than likely. More than
Uh,
likely.
but anyway,
It's interesting though too with Hjulmand that if you don't get Hjulmand, if they say, oh no, we want 50, we want 55, where do you go from there? You know, Ederson's going to Man U. Gomez probably isn't happening unless Mendes and Atleti can figure something out.
Manu Kone, easy. That's
Manu
easy.
Kone. Manu Kone.
There are
Brain.
other midfield options that are still good as well. It doesn't have to be Kone.
But anyway, we move on to the next name, which again I think which are not really that hot at the moment, but it's kind of like controversial as well. So I'll start. I'll just like drop it like Mason Greenwood. So Mason Greenwood, I think is a big no for me for sure. Like like whether on the pitch, off the pitch, I think like yes, like like he's a good player. Like you can say he's a good player, and I agree. But again, I don't think like he will suit Atleti that much. But anyway, guys, your thoughts on Mason Greenwood?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Alex. I don't want him anywhere near the club at all. The pictures, the audio, everything, it's just indefensible. Some things are bigger than football, and this is one of them. There's just so much that goes into it. Por encima de Atleti, somos valores de Atleti. You can't sign Greenwood, and Sam Leverage wrote a pretty good column on Into the Calderon, kind of covering all this. And there's a Colchonera Peña that opened about 8 years ago, I think. And if you bring in somebody like Greenwood, you're just giving them the middle finger essentially, and just saying, we don't really care about you, we don't care about your values, and so I wouldn't sign him. Don't bring him near the club. I think the whole thing is just trying to get more money out of Roma and Fenerbahce, but we'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But even then, I obviously, because I'm also a Roma fan, I didn't want him in Roma either. It was the most out of left field. Why him? Of all of the players, that would make no sense to me. But I don't think he's that good sportingly either. I think people look at the goals and assists and they're like, "Oh, he's this good." Like, watch him play some football.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like he's not that good. He's dual-footed. He has finishing. Doesn't really have much else. And I kind of was frustrated about this before his very, very large and very public scandal, but it didn't really change afterwards. And I kind of don't like him regardless of anything else. It's like, sporting wise, I don't like him. Extra sporting wise, I don't like him. This is one of those, like, we need a big man center forward. He fits none of the roles. It would be better to keep Sola than otherwise. So, because he literally fits the role a lot better. So that's my opinion on that. That's about it. I hopefully he just disappears and I don't have to think about it again. I can't believe we said no to Osimhen and then we started talking about Greenwood. Like, what is that?
Unbelievable. We don't like his cultural fit or his attitude, and you go after Mason freaking Greenwood the next day.
It's like, bro,
it's comedy.
No.
It's comedy.
Sometimes this club, kind of like he's the club's way to do things. It's kind of like funny, I know. But anyway, we move on to the next one, which again is Tresoldi, which again the same similar clubs. Roma is interested in Tresoldi as well. For me, like it's kind of like a funny situation because I don't know if you guys remember, Dufbeck rejected us because he said like we don't really have a really good project, and then he's in Roma at the moment, and then now Roma is actually trying to like maybe buy his replacement as well. So like how life, like I remember this quote from Simeone, like time is the greatest architect of reality. So it is what it is. But what do you guys think about Tresoldi to Atleti?
I go first, Ryan, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not I have like an idea in my head of what makes sense for me, regardless of the Julian situation, but in terms of the profile of striker that we should probably be going for. Chisholdi kind of seems like he fits a lot of them, but he doesn't really because I think Chisholdi is a very good finisher. But to be honest, when you break it down, it's like how good is he in terms of his first touch? How good is he in hold up play? How good is his link up? Is he particularly fast? Can he make good decisions in certain times? We played against him in Club Brugge, but I think if you're looking at Club Brugge players that we played against, to me, Carlos Forbes and Ordonez are the two players that really stuck out in my mind at the time because Carlos Forbes was unbalancing that team really badly. And then Ordonez, who had a good defensive level, unfortunate own goal, and got a little rattled in that recent Mexico game in the World Cup. But I think those are the kind of players that would make sense for Atletico in terms of the profile over a long period of time. Trussoli doesn't really fit a lot of the things that make sense for us. Ironically, he also has Argentinian heritage, so there's a little bit of a little funny joke there. As
So
per
that's
usual, we're
why
going
the
after
interest is
Argentina.
there.
Yeah, but he's okay. He's kind of feels like a younger Solar. That's kind of it. I don't like. I'm not gonna sign another Honda. I have a Honda at home. That's how I feel.
Right?
Another good name from that Bruges team too is Tisoles, right? I think he's rumored with Greece, or not Greece. He is Greek. He's rumored with Arsenal. Yeah,
That's their replacement for Trossard.
yeah,
Not a bad replacement.
yeah. That'd be good. But yeah, I was actually impressed with him during the Champions League tie. I thought he's a pretty strong, physical type player. Gets involved in the link-up play a good bit too. If we are to keep Julian next season, I think it'd be good to kind of bring him back and not have him clog the box. And both Julian and Sorloth are kind of looking for opportunities. I think it's a potential good market opportunity. I think he's got a high ceiling as well. So often you see Atleti identify a La Liga player or, a Premier League player that's somewhat proven, who's, 7, 8, 9 years older than Trisoldi is right now. And you buy him for around the same amount of money and, either he sucks or he's not good. And 2 years later, you have to resell him. If you do this with Trisoldi, maybe you make money off of him somehow. If he sucks, hopefully he's good. I like the player, but I think it's a good risk to take. It's a good bet to take.
The cost that they're asking for is about 30 million, which is not unreasonable in this current marketplace. If he does even half of what we think that he could potentially do for Atletico, you could probably sell him more. This market is terrible anyway. So
yeah, the number 9 market is absurd right now. It's ridiculous.
I do kind of wish we went after Alvaro because I feel like that was the fit if in terms of outside of Panicelli, he was like, but
yeah.
So
Anyway,
yeah.
the next name is Kang-in, again the left footer from PSG, which again for me this is a must signing. We should close it down as soon as possible. But again, Medina Marsa said, okay, sorry, David Medina said, Medina Marsa is his username, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Medina said, like the deal with Atleti is closed, which I mean, everything is done, basically. So I don't know, how Atleti is preparing for it, or maybe Atleti wants to do some again marketing campaign, which we did, the same way how we unveiled a jersey. So maybe something like that, or it can be anything, or maybe it's before our preseason to Seoul, which we're gonna go and play a match against Man City. So let's see how we play that out, because again, South Korea is back home at the moment. Again, they're having a very, very, great backlash back at home actually. So a lot of stuff going on over there. But guys, thoughts on Kang-in?
Our preseason is in South Korea, by the way.
Hopefully that gets sorted out then. You nailed it, Alex. Love Kang-in. Need to close it next week at the very latest. I know there's tons of teams that are just waiting to pounce on that. It's funny the breadcrumbs that the club is leaving, like the jersey reveal, like you said, the Atleti South Korea account like tweeted 3 times for the first time in a year, like a few days ago. It was just like, oh, that's suspicious. I echo what Marca said, Medina Marca on Twitter. I think it's closed. They're just trying to figure out the last few details, but would be great to have him there for that friendly. And I'm probably not saying this correctly. Abliciste Atletico Madrid on Twitter. The
Celeste.
Abliceste, sorry, yeah. We're working on the Spanish a little bit more.
I said it in Italian. I didn't even say it like in Spanish. So like it works for me like sometimes.
Yeah. He's a really good follower for the financial side of the club, and I think he was just saying that the jersey sales, the opportunity that's going to bring into that market is huge for the club. And from a sporting perspective, I think he fills in great as a competition for Simeone on the right wing. I think he's a great potential inverted right winger. He could potentially be a number 10, could potentially be the Griezmann replacement. I think just 10 out of 10 signing. Get it done.
True.
Yeah.
On and off the pitch for both of the things. It's a great signing. And like if you're getting him for like around 30 million, 35 million, I think that's a
It's a
very
knockout to the
steal.
park.
Exactly.
Considering how valuable creative players are in this current market, getting him for such a cheap fee, and the fact that he creates a lot of chances, he loves to drop deep, he has a good shot on him. I don't know why PSG are selling and going for Akliush, but I'm not gonna question it. Give me the steal.
Yes, bring this. It's just, PSG has an embarrassment of riches over there, But yeah, bring him to me next week. I'll go over there and help him move if I have to.
Anyway, the next name we have is again. I think I'm running out of names actually. We talked about Kang-in, we talked about Tresoldi, we talked about Greenwood, which again wasn't really. I hope like it's over. And then we talked about Grimaldo. Who else? We talked about Hjulmand as well. Am I missing anyone?
I saw if you guys can believe it, a center back link shortly before we got on.
Really?
The one from Depot?
Yeah, Lucas Newby. Probably not saying that correctly again, but yeah, he's center back with Depor. Was I think Spidey Atletico tweeted that one out like just before we got on here, so we finally have a center back link. Whether or not it's legit remains to be seen.
I mean, the last time, like I had, like I've seen a link, center back link to Atleti was Sole, but after that, like I haven't really seen anything.
But the wells run dry, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think again, like I said, I think like we should be looking for a left-footed center back, and there are very good options right now with like like Yarek, Lukumi, Sole, and then you all obviously have that Lautaro Riviero back in the River Plate as well. So there are good options. I mean, like you can't really mess it up somehow. Like like you should just like pick a target, see who fits you well, and just go for it.
I think we shouldn't even be going for one. I think we should go in for two center backs because the conversation is that Jimenez is possibly going to leave either on a contract termination or on a sale, one of the two. And if that is the case, you're going to need two center backs because we're going to end up with three. And we do shift between a 2 and a 3-man backline multiple times throughout the season. I think it would be ideal, especially because we have more midfielders now. If you want to go to that 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, whatever formation that you're trying to experiment with, as Simeone does tend to change things around, get another center back, get two.
I think like I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about Couti Romero at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, because again, like if we're going for a right-footed center back, I think like his name will pop up for sure. But like right now, I think the main priority should be the left center back because again, like that means like David Hansko can get traced, and that means like David Hansko will play like less minutes on the left back position as well, or maybe like we can have him as a backup for left back position as well.
Yeah.
So again, I think the priority should be the left-footed center back at the moment after Longley has left. And afterwards, like if Jimenez ends up leaving, we can actually go for right-footed centre back, which I think we might go for Couti Romero, which I'm not really sure because the operation won't be easy, obviously, and especially after like Tottenham has spent like so much money on the transfer window as well. So
200 million.
That Premier League money, man. You about
Yep.
get relegated, and you can just spend 250 million pounds that the next week. Crazy.
I mean, they
exactly.
generate a lot of revenue because they have a huge stadium and a lot
Yeah.
of sponsors. But my God,
Crazy.
that's a lot of money.
It's going to be interesting to see kind of how they line up, because on my lineup I made on Twitter, I do have Hanchko, Kuti, and Pubil. It's kind of your back three. You know, your Rente can drop back, be your right back, or kind of move up. But I mean, Grimaldo is going to be playing forward for the 75-80% of the match anyway. But I've got Yarick and then Solet playing behind Kuti, and then obviously Lenormand behind Pubil. So I think if we can get, like, you know, basically everyone has a backup, because you don't want to have a repeat where Lenormand and Lenglet are starting in a Champions League quarterfinal tie.
True,
If it
true.
was
I
up
mean,
to
Depth is
me,
going to be big.
yeah, yeah.
if it
I
was
talked
up
to
to
this
me,
with Keeks and Fran. Like, we did an episode. Like, I told them, I think, like, we need to have good depth. We need to have like two different teams. Like, we need to have one team that
Yeah.
can play. Like in La Liga, we should have one team for the Champions League as well. This is what PSG has been doing for the past 2 seasons, and like, look how successful they are actually at the moment. And like with like when you say like Dembele played only 10 matches in Liga, and then Kvaratskhelia playing 10 matches in Liga, and so they literally have two teams in one for Liga and like one for Champions Leagues, and like that gives you like so many options as well. So I think like if we can have something like that, I think like we
I
we
think
can probably have a shot this
I
season.
think the best part about the second half of the season was the fact that I didn't have to worry about La Liga, and we were just
Yeah.
kind of experimenting a lot. I don't think that will. I think that will change. Obviously, we will still have to worry about La Liga in the sense of like we need to
Yeah.
get results and whatever. But what happened from that was Simeone finally catching himself and understanding how to rotate his team correctly. We had, for instance, a bad example is the Rayo game where we lost 3-0. A good example is the Valencia game where we won 2-0 with almost entirely youth, like just a bunch of kids. So there's a sort of a line where we kind of understand, okay, what makes sense, what does not make sense, who do we keep, who do we leave. In my eyes, there should be some degree of sporting understanding, and then how to not replicate certain things. Like, for instance, the Real Betis win was 5-0, and then we lost 1-0 the very next game. And the only two changes was Barrios and Baena coming off for Almada and Mendoza. Mendoza wasn't even bad. Almada was, though.
Yeah.
And that kind of fundamentally changed the game. So if we have to this whole summer is about, to me, is about fixing the squad, not really starting positions, most of the squad. So if you can fix that, great. That's the whole.
True.
Hopefully, you don't have to spend too much money in the coming windows. Now it's just a matter
Yeah.
of just putting a little, put a little fruit on your cake that you've built.
And you hate to have to keep plugging and plugging and plugging and plugging, but like, I mean, especially if Julian leaves, we have so many holes that would have to fill. Like, and if Sorlot leaves too, you're looking at two strikers. We still need a dribbler. We still need more center backs. Like, there's just so many options that, it sucks to keep throwing money at it and keep throwing guys at it. But, we're just kind of building off several years of poor financial and poor player decisions.
Anyway, guys, so the next thing which I was looking at was, since you guys mentioned, like, like we were talking about La Liga, so the fixtures are out as well. So I'm just gonna, like, bring that up. And then I think we have to, like, close this episode quickly because it's almost an hour, actually. But yeah, so I think for me, for the first time, I'm seeing, like, Real Madrid and Barcelona not back to back in the second half of the season, which is good for me. But I think, like, the last 2-3 matches in the season,
Yeah.
I think they're going to be tough. Rayo Vallecano, Athletic Bilbao, Real Betis. And then the start of the season is, again, it's difficult matches. You have Villarreal, you have Sevilla away, Athletic Bilbao away, Real Sociedad away. So, like, I have a very delusional take, guys. I have a very delusional take on this one. Very delusional take.
5 straight wins.
Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah,
5-0,
exactly,
baby.
exactly. If we win these first 5 games, I think we're winning the league, because I think the rest of the one, like, like at the start of the season, everyone is like, trying to figure out like what their team is, like what their strong lineup is, what what formation can actually work for the team. If we win the first 5 fixtures, I think we can actually win the league, because these 3-4 teams, they come up randomly in the middle of the season and they take
Sorry,
points away from you.
am I seeing that right? That entire third column is away games.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have to look from left to right.
No, I hear that. I'm just looking
Yeah,
at
that's
from
funny.
that. That's a very strange thing because I was
first 5
originally
games,
looking at.
the first 5 games you're talking about, right?
No.
If you go J3,
I can
J8,
see, yeah, if you're going from that third column going down, it's all away games. Is that not weird? Is that not a little bit strange?
I mean, you have to
Maybe I'm
talk
in
to
my head.
yeah, you have to talk to Javier Tebas about it. I have no clue. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's
what
also
I'm saying
fitting
is
the last game of the season is going to be away at Betis too, of course.
true. I mean, you
At
you
least
should,
it's not Villarreal this time.
yeah, you should win the league by maybe you should win the league by Deportivo Alaves game at the match day 34.
Wrap it up. You heard it here
Brother,
first.
Exactly.
brother. What are you talking about? When have we ever
Fine,
won the league
fine.
by match day 34?
Rayo Vallecano, wrap it up at Rayo Vallecano. That's still good.
I'd love that. I don't see it, but I'd love it.
I'm telling
here
you
for it.
guys. I'm telling you guys. First 5 games. If we win first 5 games, we're winning the league. This is my delusional take.
Why
Okay.
stop there, Alex? Osasuna, right after that, match day 6.
That's at home.
Real
That's
Madrid
an
at
easy
home.
win.
We can win it.
7.
Also easy win.
We can win it.
Alaves, guaranteed loss.
Alaves, bums.
Guaranteed loss. Guaranteed loss. I'm calling it now.
No, we'll go 7 in a row. We'll lose back to back Alaves and Espanyol back to back away,
and then we won't lose for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I take it. I'll take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
There
down
you
for
go.
that. Yeah.
But speaking of that, though, I think this is like seeing the schedule. Like, these are the games where Grimaldo starts to look like, damn, this is a fantastic time to have somebody like this, because we game for Sevilla. These are the games where you look at Grimaldo and be like, what do you have for me? Because we usually don't have anything for this.
Yeah.
So that's hopefully where you can kind of plug in the holes and get something out of it.
Kang-in too. I feel like when those chances just aren't happening, like nothing's getting created, there's a chance for him just to shine.
So I hope this is where I think the key I am a little worried about Barca and Real next season. Not so much because of this season, because I think we did great against them this season, but more so because Julian's stupidity has kind of unraveled a bit of, I think, some of the key parts of how to play these big games, because he's going to be a factor now all of a sudden, but whatever. And I'm also a little worried about Inigo Perez, because he's a really good coach and he's going to Villarreal. I don't know how those games work out. But I feel like Villarreal is always our test of how good is Atleti actually. Can you win against Villarreal home and away? Then you should try and win the league. Can you not? Is what it is. Go for another trophy. that's basically how I feel about
just
it.
something.
Okay, all right. So I think we should go with our last topic, which is the Koke renewal and the Hjulmand topic, obviously. So yeah, we can talk about it briefly, because I think it's already been 1 hour. I hope someone will stay, for more than that. But yeah, go on, guys.
Time
What do you guys
flies.
think? Yeah, what do you guys think about Koke renewal? Because I think it was in the works. There were some rumors about him leaving to MLS, but I mean, obviously, I think yeah, I think if he will leave for MLS for sure. But he has extended for 1 more season, and obviously Koke wasn't going away from Atleti without any proper farewell as well. So it would have been so weird, Koke leaving without any proper farewell, especially
him and Oblak deserve a proper farewell.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Agreed.
What we've done to Jimenez is the lowest possible way, because I feel like he should have had also a big farewell as well. But
yeah,
hopefully he'll get something, or I don't even know if he's staying or not, but I don't think he will. But he deserves something. That's what I'll say.
Did you guys see his ankle, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh God. Ugh.
That's just unlucky.
Yeah. Quick thoughts on Koke. Love it. Obviously, Atlanta United is my MLS team, but no part of me wanted to see him leave Atleti for Atlanta United. Want him as a one club man. Want him to be here for 1 or 2, maybe more years. See that final farewell. If you cried during the Griezmann farewell, you're going to be sobbing during this one. But
Yeah.
love it.
More than that, we could as well. This is the year. It's at the Metropolitano.
It's got to
This
happen.
is the year. This is the year. This is the year. So it has to happen. It has to be. This is how we have to give it farewell. Please. This has to be the one. 3 times the charm.
Yeah, it's got to happen now or never.
So
I'd love to see Kokelis in the Champions League at Metropolitano as his last game as well. Proper.
Yeah,
like
that would be it.
send off.
Do you do Champions League trophy lift and then tribute, or how do you
I don't know. I don't know.
Not to mention, like, you know, if that happens, I think like Simeone will leave as well because his contract runs this season as well.
We'll
So
see about that. I don't want to talk about that right now.
Yeah, that's a whole other hour we could talk about Simeone.
Yeah,
that's true. But anyway, guys,
there's a small part of me that is selfish that I want Cookie to just retire. Yeah.
I think like him and Griezmann, they really like US a lot. So
yeah.
I know, but I also kind of want Athletic Club to have to give him the one clubman trophy. You know how sour they would be.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, like, not everyone is Francesco Totti, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, we move on to Hjulmand saga, which again is taking turns by turns. I mean, like, even my ex was on this, like, you know, I had such things in my relationship. But anyway, so again, it started with Hjulmand coming out in public, and then, you know, like, and then Barca fans like were really excited about it, obviously, and then they were happy. The Barca board was happy, like, you know, like, yes, like, you know, finally he came up. But like, I think Atleti didn't even move, we didn't even flinch. And then now, like, also, like, not to mention, like, you know, like when Simeone, like, you know, had an interview, I think just at the end of the season, where he mentioned about Julian Alvarez, like, he said, like, you know, he's an adult and like he can make his own decisions. And if you look at his interview now about Julian Alvarez, it's completely different. Like, the tone is completely different. And I still remember that, like, you know, that line, like, yeah, he said at last, like, you know, like there are issues and issues can be resolved, which says a lot, actually. I don't know where this is going, to be honest. But for me, like, Julian Alvarez has to apologize to the fans for sure. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, that's an understatement.
You go first, Ryan.
Yeah, it's I'm tired of this whole saga. I knew it was going to be a saga right when the summer started, but it's funny how these Barcelona accounts are kind of twisting the narrative still here. The first was today, I think I saw that Simeone spoke to Julian for 10 seconds after the Argentina game, and he just asked about his ankle, and that was it. Like, that's not what happened, but, you know, hey, whatever you need to do to get clicks. And
10
then,
seconds. Wow.
Yeah, like I forgot which one of those accounts did it. There's too many of them to count.
Interesting.
And it's just after this, you know, Simeone defended Alvarez during the season, during one of the worst goal-scoring droughts of his entire career. You see the Griezmann tribute. You see even now, after his public nervous statement, Simeone defends Alvarez yet again. You know, you don't get that at most big clubs. You know, most managers or coaches would have told you to kick rocks. You know, there's the door, buddy. Don't let it hit you on the way out. And, you know, Simeone still defends him, and the players still defend him. And if he can't really see that that's like pure Atleti, then he never will. But to your point, Alex, I think he's going to have to, one, apologize, which is another narrative kind of being pushed down from Barcelona. They're saying like, oh, he's being forced to apologize. He doesn't actually mean it. So that just more fake narratives.
Which I will believe, actually. Which I will believe, to be honest. Like, you know, the way things are going, like, you know, with Julian Alvarez and his agent, which I think I will believe. Like, you know, that fake apology, which I would believe.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, goal scoring, humility, and titles fixes all. If Antoine Griezmann can win back everyone's good graces, I think Julian can too. But unfortunately, the saga is far from over.
That's true. That's true. And again, like, like we've talked about this again a lot. Again, I would say, like, like I think like that was their intention. I think they had like a roadmap. Like, maybe like we'll spend like a year or 2 year over here, and then we can make our move to the next step. Because again, like, if Barcelona had to negotiate with Man City, they obviously they won't go this way if they had to negotiate with Man City. But then now like they have to negotiate with us. That's why like you see all this drama going on, like like that belittle kind of a thing which they're doing at the moment. And I really like the way Atleti responded, to be honest, and like with the new management as well. I really like the way we responded, and also the fact that like again like like which keeps repeating and repeating, we don't need the money at the moment. I think with the Griezmann situation, I think like we were still not good financially, but I think like financially we are much stable at the moment. So that's a very, very big thing going to the saga as well.
Griezmann, no, we were financially in an okay spot when Griezmann was sold, We didn't negotiate. They
I mean,
triggered
like
a release
they paid
clause.
the release clause, yeah, 130 million. Yeah, but again, still, I think like we needed like some kind of money. I think like financially we weren't really that stable. We were still a selling club, if you wanna call that.
I
At
think
that
kind of the
time, no.
key is Apollo coming into their stake in the club views Julian as like the centerpiece, the franchise player. Whereas Griezmann was clearly that at the time, but kind of to your point, Alex, I think that we were still kind of coming off the selling club mindset, so Forlan, Aguero, Costa.
Miguel Angel Gil.
Yeah. Thank God he
But-
is still not in a controlling position, or Julian would have already been gone at the $100 million or €100 million offer already.
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah,
I mean, like he would have. Florentino Perez like made a bluff about 150 million, and I'm telling you, Miguel Angel Gil would have accepted it. And then Florentino Perez would have been like, "Oh, hang on, that was a joke. Like, what the hell are you doing?" That would have been a weird situation.
I said JK at the end. Sorry.
So yeah, that would have been very, very weird.
We have a history of when we don't want to negotiate for players, you hit the release clause or don't talk to us, right? Like City wanted Jimenez, I think, prior to to Ruben Diaz deal, right? They were asking for Jimenez, and we said hit the release clause. We're not negotiating with you, right? And they were like,
same happened with Thomas Partey as well, which Arsenal did actually, and that was
Partey, Rodri, Lucas Hernandez, Griezmann, all of these players we were not asking to negotiate. You hit the release clause or don't bother. And they hit the release clause for all of those players. Julian is the only one of them who has a release clause that if you pay it, you're going bankrupt. So
to clarify, if you pay the €50 million release clause, I am so down for that. Like,
please, pay that 500 million. I don't like him that much. Like
all yours, buddy. Yeah.
But it like the whole, what do you call it? The whole issue with the Julian situation is it doesn't make sense to me, because you talked about or thinking about being like a Oblak and Koke and being a captain of this team and these other things, all these pleasantries. If this was the plan originally, don't give me any fake love or any of these nonsense. You know what I mean? Don't pretend to be whatever political whatever thing. Go on your way. And if you wanted a plan, in fact, I think there's an irony here, because if you wanted a path to Barcelona, PSG was the way. Atleti was never going to pay to Barcelona. We've actively had bad blood when it comes to paying directly to Barcelona. So this is a major misstep on his part, because PSG would have given them a deal. Maybe not a great deal. Maybe not a deal they would have liked to have, but it would have been a deal.
Yeah.
So you chose Atleti. You chose us over PSG. You gave whatever. I'm personally at the point where I don't want him here.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
If he stays, it's because of Simeone asking to have another sit down and talk about it or whatever it is. Sure, why not? I guess.
Yeah, agreed.
But how would you convince the fans? That's the main question. How would you convince the fans after like everything you've done?
I don't think you ever will. I think Griezmann got a lot of shit for what he did, and he wasn't openly disrespectful. João Felix was openly disrespectful, and we still hate him.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
And João Felix won a title with Atleti too.
Yeah, like I don't know, at some time,
It's
like
so
2 or
funny. It's
3
so
seasons
funny. Like
after, he just
like
lost his brain.
it's funny. Like like if we are going against like Alvarez, like we are defending Joao Felix. I mean that's for funny actually
I
for me.
I know.
I'm not.
Like
I am not defending Joe Felix. I'm
Yeah.
not.
I can't stand João Felix. Yeah, just
Yeah.
want to be on record of this.
Yeah. Not a fan. So he's not even playing for Portugal in his World Cup like that anyway. Leao took his spot, snatch his chain. Anyway,
Yeah.
but Julian Alvarez, it's like I don't understand this move because Barcelona. If we saw how fast Barcelona move for Anthony Gordon, who in my opinion is not good, if you saw how fast they moved and how much money they put down, that should have been an immediate signifier that if they wanted me, they would have put down the 150 already. And you knew that they didn't want you instantly, so why would you talk afterwards? That should have been, you even had time to be like, okay, let's reassess. Let's not do anything rash. Is what it is. He's a bit.
They've got it too. I think they're back in the 1-for-1 rule now too.
I'm almost certain they have at least enough money to try and have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Not that we're going to have a conversation with them, but I'm certain they have enough money to actually have a conversation.
I think
So
the new deadline is after the World Cup, so 2 weeks.
If this is the only offer that they're going to give us, you basically spat in our food. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because as we just mentioned before, Tottenham have spent 200 million on 2 different midfielders who do not score goals. That cannot make sense. You can't ask 100 million for Julian Alvarez. I don't care how bad his season was.
Excuse me, one of them is Italian. Like, how dare you?
Tonali is. I am a fan of Tonali. Don't get it twisted. I'm a fan of Mateus Fernandes. Don't get it twisted. I like both of them. They are not worth 100 million. That's all I mean. And I think everybody can agree with that. Tonali deserves a move.
Yeah.
Not maybe to Tottenham, and not with that kind of. I'm not being disrespectful to Tottenham. Let me not do this. My point is, I don't like the fees.
Again, I don't want to talk about Tonali, but Tonali was again like when he was in Brescia, like again Milan bought him from Brescia for like again a good amount, I think 50, 60, and then from Milan, he went to Newcastle.
50, 60, not so much.
Yeah, I think like they paid the release clause, and then after Brescia, from Milan to he went to Newcastle again with a very good amount.
70 million.
Yeah, and then so obviously, yeah, he will go up. He will go up.
No, you're wrong. They paid. They had a loan fee of 5 million, and then they paid another 15 on top of it. So they paid a total of 20 million for him, which is not bad. But
my bad. I thought 50. Okay, my bad.
But he won a league title. He did well. He was doing good for them. I mean, he had the whole betting scandal, whatever. I
was about to say, if he could stay away from the gambling websites.
Yeah, if he can stay away from that, then that would be great. But 70 million was, at the time, in my eyes, that was a little bit of an overpay. Great player, a little bit of an overpay. 100 million, very much an overpay. He hasn't gotten that much better under Newcastle.
This was the roof. That's it. It's no way going like more than this. I think like the next time he's gonna move is gonna be less than
on a free. For sure. He's gonna go on a free
as well. Yeah, I mean,
right.
This was the roof. This was the roof for him. But anyway, anything else you guys wanna add, guys? Because again, it's already been a very long episode.
Yeah. So, my last thoughts is I think Real Madrid and Barcelona have been doing this because I think they do feel, for the first time in a while, they're actually a little bit scared of Atleti in a very real way. Financially, we are very healthy. We're probably only going to continue to be so. We've signed a 10-year deal with the concert group, and Real Madrid are struggling to get concerts despite the big new stadium that they were trying to do.
You mean the different box?
Yeah, the HP printer. Yes, the HP printer. Right? We call it Barcelona are trying to flex their money and they don't want us to do well, even though we've beat them multiple times so far this season. In the games that counted, you could not manage to actually get results against us, right? That should speak to, and in a convincing way, we beat them 4-0 convincingly. We went to their home stadium and then we beat them again. These are the things that affect you in a not a small way, because we've never done that in like years, and then worse yet, consecutively in the same season. So now I think mentally they want to mess with us, regardless of if they actually care about Julian or not. This was supposed to be to undermine Atleti and to mess with what could potentially be a going forward a potential dynasty into whatever it could be. But
Totally.
this is how it is. This is the mind games. This is to me, that's what it is.
And you go from this plucky underdog that, is like the annoying little brother to, oh, little brother can actually play. Like to your point, beating them in their own stadium. The concert deals, taking away opportunities from them. The F1, the opportunities. Like you saw it with the Grimaldo announcement.
Yeah.
First snatching the chain.
Actually, yeah.
First snatching the chain for the F1 St. Keeks, doing that too.
Yeah. I really liked it. Like last season, it was like with the rocket thing, because we had this something going on. I forgot. Like we had Bitcoins or something was related. It was related to something.
The Kraken stuff or something or
something.
No. It was related to something. It was related to a deal or something. It was something really. I don't know, but it was related to something. And like this time, I think like again, like like the Formula One thing. Now it's related to that because Atleti is making moves in the in the financial.
And like the Dolphins were there last season. I mean, I guess the Bengals or the Falcons are going to be practicing there again this season,
I hope not, because they practiced on our pitch once and destroyed it.
It was the everything Barcelona fans were bitching about, the field conditions and the Tottenham match too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think by the time
good for revenue, bad for sport, but
by the time the Tottenham pitch came around, we had already fixed it. So that was just them being bad.
Yeah, it was Kinski. Yeah. It's and you see it with Barcelona fans online too. They're very much threatened by Atletico's existence.
Because we've been rivals, but we've never been openly like this, like hostile to each other. Because in 2014 they clapped us when we won in their stadium. We won the league, and they clapped us and congratulated us on the day.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like this. Yeah, I'm almost certain in 2021 they congratulated us as well. So it's a very different beast now, because I think they realize this is coming.
The problem is like when you have like, let's say like if someone has a duopoly and like a third player is coming to the market, so obviously like you're gonna have issues about it. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on with Real Madrid and Barcelona at the moment. So there is someone out there like who is about to break the duopoly. So
they should worry about Villarreal. That's looking a little scary next season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Saw that firsthand at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would say it's good for La Liga. It's good for La Liga. The more
probably,
the more competition we get, it's good.
Totally.
But yeah. Anyway, guys. I think that's it. I think again, like if you made it so far, in the episode, so yeah, do comment Ryan in the comment section. Yeah, or maybe you can put that like Saving Private Ryan as well in the comment section. Yeah, that's what that was. But anyway, guys, I'll put Ryan's Twitter account, and like Ryan, do you use anything else as well?
Yeah, just Twitter, and you can find me at Into the Calderon as well. But
there you go. Yeah. I'll mention both of them in the description as well. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching the episode until now, obviously. And just as usual, like and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you news and again more topics about Atletico de Madrid, and hopefully we will have more of Ryan on this show as well. Coming into the season as well. So again, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Happy to be on with you guys again. Been a big fan for a while, and happy to come back on whenever you want me to.
Perfect. We'll more than likely have you on again.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And again, hopefully I get the Ajax thing figured out next time too. So.
For sure. Don't forget El Bichleste as well. But
yeah. That's right. I got my homework for the next appearance.
There you go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon. Until then, Op Atleti. Ciao, ciao.
Op Atleti. Thanks, guys.